Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be turning our PDFs into images, and that kind of completes step one of the process of taking something that is editable, or I'm sorry, that's not editable, and making it editable and something that you can share with your kids and makes it easy for them to work in. So in the second video, the previous video to this one, we talked about how to get something that is in hard copy and turn it into a PDF and get it digitized. And so now we've got our PDF, or maybe you started with a PDF, and now what we're going to do is make it into an image because, like I discussed in the first video, PDFs can't be inserted into other things. They're not that type of file. You have to convert them in some way or open them and use them in a program that is specific to PDFs, which isn't really useful or practical for our purposes with our students. So I'm going to go over several ways that we can turn a PDF into a JPEG. The JPEG is what we need. And so I'm going to go over 3 ways. Again, there's a ton of ways. You might actually know how to do this and do a different way than I do, which is totally fine. These are 3 ways that I know of that I find pretty easy to do it. But again, many roads lead to Rome. So the first one is to use a website that is a converter to convert a file into a different type of file. And so I'm going to share my screen and hop over here. So this website is called Small PDF, and they actually have a ton of different conversions that you can do. And I've not really played with all of these, but they do have some neat stuff that would be capabilities that you could do if you had a like paid subscription to something like Adobe. But like I said, I haven't really played with it except for the conversions. But so we are going to do PDF to JPEG. And so I'm going to choose my file. And this is the file that I want. And this is, if you watched the video, the second video, this is the image that I actually took with Adobe Scan, which we're going to talk about in a second. So here we don't need to extract single images. We don't have the pro version of this anyway. We're going to convert the entire page, which is what we want. Processing. And then here's that, I'm going to point to the screen like you can see my hand. Here is that zip folder that we talked about. So this is going to download in a zip. Now, if I downloaded or converted a multiple page document, it would be multiple images, multiple single images. So we're going to download. And down here, it opens in a zip. I'm going to click on it. And you can see, so here's my downloads folder. And there's the zip file. Oh, actually, I'm not in the right, hold on. See, I'm not in the right screen share. I was just in Google. So let me show you. I'm gonna do desktop. So here is my Finder window, and here's my downloads. And so here was my zip thing, and I double clicked it, and then I got my image out. So here's my image right here. That it converted for me. So now I'm ready to move on to step 2. So that's one way, is to use a converter. For this one, you can use this twice a day for free, but if you just go to incognito, like if you come up here and go to new incognito window, you can do it as many times as you want. I mean, I don't know how many times you're going to want to do this, but like in a day. So I like to have these on drive. So the thing that I'm going to do first, I said that was it, but I'm going to do one more thing. I'm actually going to upload that file to Drive, so I have it, because I like inserting things into Google Docs from Drive. I think it's easier. There's my image. Okay, and notice it says JPEG, JPG right there. So that's one way. The second way is to do Adobe Scan. And so yesterday, or in the last video, I did it yesterday, I showed you guys how to do Adobe Scan and use that to turn a hard copy into a PDF. And so now we're in Adobe Scan here, and I'm gonna go home. And so this is the one that we did yesterday. I keep saying yesterday in the last video. So this is the one that we did in the last video. This just scanned September 2. And if you noticed when I uploaded it, that was the title of it when I put it on small PDF. So so now so this is a different way to do it. So I've got the same thing in PDF form in Adobe Scan. I'm gonna click this More button, and there it says Save Pages as JPEG. So now I'm gonna do that, and it has been saved to my photos. So what I'm gonna do is open up my photos on my phone, and I paused it because it didn't work the first time. So so here it is in my Photos app, and now what I'm going to do is airdrop it to my computer. I could also email it, but for the sake of time right now, I'm going to airdrop it. And so now that is a second way that I can get a JPEG. So that was using Adobe Scan. I had previously used it to turn my handout into a PDF. And then now, open, share my screen with you again. Here it is again. So now notice this is a different file name because this was from Adobe Scan into my photos. And if you have it, so I have my photos synced with my computer, so I could have gone in here too. But you wouldn't have that on your work computer. So that is Adobe Scan. And then the last one is to just take a screenshot of it. So I have that same document that I scanned yesterday, and now, just as an aside, if you had scanned it in Adobe Scan, the easiest thing is to also use Adobe Scan to make it into a JPEG because it's in the app already. That's just what you would do. But again, if you have the PDF, if you got that off of Teachers Pay Teachers, or you got it from your textbook, or scanned it in on the school copier, anything like that, you would do this the same. I just happen to be using this document. So this is that same one. Now what I'm going to do is I want it full screen. So I'm going to go to full screen mode. And so here we have our document. Now in Apple, you would do a screenshot. Is Command-Shift-3 to do the whole page. Notice that my window came up here at the bottom, and that's the whole page. Or you can do Command-Shift-4, and you can select the part of the page that you want to make a screenshot. In Windows, you would use the Print Screen button. So I'm going to show you where that is over here. So this is so on an Apple keyboard up here, use Command-Shift-4 would be the select tool. That's that little crosshair that you would then use to do a selection, or Command-Shift-3 would be the whole screen. On a Windows computer, there's several different models of work laptops floating around, so I wasn't sure exactly which computer or which keyboard. So these are a couple different options of where you would find the print screen button. On my work laptop, it was right above the kind of number keypad on the right hand side. Some people, if you've got the arrows, it might be right above the arrows. Sometimes it's up here in like the F line, but it's usually kind of to the right and up on your keyboard. You just might have to find it. And so in Windows, what you would do is you press this print screen button, and then that saves the whole image of the screen to your computer, and then to your clipboard. And then you would go into, I prefer Paint because I can easily export that file as a JPEG. So you're going to go to Paint, to Microsoft Paint. You can just search it in the toolbar down at the bottom, and then just do Command V or right click and paste, or edit paste, and then put that image into Paint. And then what you would then do is save it as a JPEG. So you would just go to File, Save As, JPEG, and then it saves it, and then you would email it to yourself or upload it to Drive, which again, I prefer to upload it to Drive. So those are 3 ways that you can take a PDF and make it into a JPEG file. You can use an online converter, you can use Adobe Scan, or you can use print screen or screen selection to do a screenshot. Now, if you're on your iPad, the screenshot would be the power button and the home key, and then you just click the power and home key, and it does a screenshot for you. So that is how to get a PDF into an image. And then our next video, we will jump into step 2, which is how to get that into the document. So I will talk to you then. Thanks. Bye.